is up, Cowboys Nation? Your boy Mike Tag here. Hopefully, you guys already. It's game day. I know there's some doom and gloom, but shit, man, it's game day on a Thursday night. Ain't so bad. I'm getting ready for a little hurricane party, so you guys are probably in better shape than me. I'm just hoping the power stays on long enough, unless things get not the way I want, then the power can go out because I wouldn't want to watch it. So anyway, just thought this is like a last minute impromptu, just killing some time. So if you guys are hanging out, man, hit that subscribe if you're not already. Hit that like, hit the share, get all the pleasantries out of the way so we can get down to business. You know what I'm talking about? And that is this game. And of course, Carl, you love the Giants. That's just the way it goes. But we're gonna see what happens. So it is game day. You know, I'm seeing a lot of uneasy Cowboy fans, rightfully so. I mean, rightfully so. If you guys were on the show, listened to the show last night with Kelly Canine and I, Eugene Lockhart stopped in. He wasn't happy. He was breaking us down. Talking about the Cowboys, and he's looking for some of these guys on this team. We need to find some.
They're gonna wake up to win, and they don't understand nothing else.
This is what's missing on this team.
They're not out about glamour. They're not out about the women and girls. Give me somebody hungry. Give me somebody that's hungry.
We need somebody who's hungry on this team, especially on this defense. We got to get some hungry players. What's up, Larry? What's up, Steve? And Carl, I appreciate it. My house is in a good spot, so I'm good. Power would be the only thing. But wouldn't you know it, I put a brand new AC unit in about 4 months ago, and today it decided, hey, I'm not going to work right. So I've been messing with that all day, and haven't been able to get it to work. So, and the AC place happens to be closed today because of the hurricane. So, yeah, better things better be happening. That better be a Cowboys victory tonight. And we're going to get it happening. What's up, PJ? And Eugene, yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to confirm or deny that. I don't think there was any of that involved. Hopefully not. But Eugene was in some rare form. So, but anyway, how you guys feeling? You know, are you on edge? Are you nervous? Because I mean, you think about the Giants, and you know we've beaten them. I don't know how many straight times. I mean, Dak is like 9-2 against them. I don't think he's lost since Barack Obama was in office to the Giants. The last two games we beat them 44-0 and 49-17 last season. I think the Giants got a little worse. Maybe at least the same. I don't think we got any better, but I don't think we got any worse as far as roster wise from last year. So, I mean, could you really think that it's going to be that big of a swing if the Giants win? I mean, that'll be humiliating. Yeah. And it may be one of those, be bad time. But what's up? We're gonna do a little chat stuff. We're gonna see what's going on. What am I looking for in tonight's game? Defense to step up, or Dak and CD to get on the same page? To me, it's the defense has got to step up. I mean, they've been embarrassed, and we talked about it, man. When you get a team, and now teams that run on you at will, and I'm talking 3rd and 6, they're running the ball. And I pulled up a stat that kind of blew my mind. 35% of the runs against the Dallas Cowboys have gone for first downs. I mean, that's just insane. That's just telling you you're not getting in a 3rd and long. So it's a gut punch, but it's testing your manhood. I mean, you know, Eugene Lockhart was talking about it last night. I mean, he's calling these guys soft, and that is something that you'd never call. I mean, that's the most degrading thing you can call a football player, really any athlete that competes at that kind of level is soft. So I know a lot of people don't want to see this, but I would love to see the defense on the field first, and the defense needs to get a 3 and out. I mean, they have got to set the tone on defense, and just they got to get this stink off them. And I know it's the Giants, and the Giants aren't a powerhouse, and the Giants don't have a high-powered offense. They got Malik Neighbors, who's tough. I mean, Singletary's a decent little running back, but I mean, they should be able to contain him and slow them down. They should be able to get to my man Daniel Jones. I know they got 3 new offensive linemen, but the problem is, and everyone needs to step up. I agree with you, Larry. The problem is I know Micah Parsons is getting a lot of heat. Well, he's like when sacks and this and that. But I mean, the Ravens going into the fourth quarter threw the ball 12 times and they had 10 completions. And most of those were just kind of quick little dump offs. You are not going to get much of a pass rush when they're dropping back 12 times. That just ain't going to happen. They need to get them in 3rd and long where the quarterback has to kind of let some plays develop, and then you can get in there and attack them. That's what they've got to do. But in order to do that, you got to stop the run. I mean, if you're giving up 5.4 yards or whatever it was a carry that were 5.4 yards a carry, that's not going to give you 3rd and short because you get that on 1st down. The next run's probably going to be a 1st down. So it's going to be something that they've got to get done, and they got to start fast. I think this defense has got to start fast, and I think this offense has got to start fast. And CD and Dak definitely got to get in the same page. But this running game has got to do something. I mean, this is probably, after 3 games, and again, there's a lot of football left, and the score kind of, it dictates some of the lack of running as well. But I mean, they're dead last in dead last in running the football. I don't even think one of the guys has 100 yards. We're averaging 3-point-something yards a carry. I don't know what the hell it is, but it's not good. It's not good, and it's got to change. You're not going to win without running the football and stopping the run. That's football 101. If you can't do that, it ain't happening. No, Singletary's no Henry. I mean, they should be able to maintain them. Everyone and their mama knows they can run the ball down our throats. And they're going to be tested. If I'm sitting here on the couch watching the games and sitting in the stands watching the games. They're going to try and run the football. I mean, you'd be stupid not to. The Cowboys have not shown, except in week 1, has not shown that they can stop the run. And until they can show it, teams are going to test them, and they're going to continue to test them. I mean, they've got, we don't want to look ahead, but they got the Giants tonight. They got Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh going to try and run the ball, and they got a mobile quarterback, so they're going to try and call it. You're playing Detroit the week after. They've got 2 good running backs. They're going to try and run the ball. Until Dallas can show that they can shut down the run and get people in 3rd and long, it's going to be tough times for this defense. And it's time for people to step up, and it's time for them, to do whatever you want to call it, man. It's time to, man up, however way you want to put it. But you're not supposed to let another man throw you 7 yards down the field. And that's what's happening to the defensive tackles and this defensive line. That's not supposed to happen. I mean, I don't care how bad you are. I mean, Tank said it best. I mean, they're playing Little League football right now. They're playing Pop Warner. They're playing, whatever you want to call it. They're not playing professional football on defense right now. And they've got to fix it. And I understand there's going to be growing pains. There's growing pains with the offensive line. You got rookies in there. I'm not going to kill Carson. I mean, I know they've been picking on him. That's going to happen. He's a rookie. You're going to have those rookie moments. But our defensive line, they're not a bunch of rookies. Our linebackers, they're not a bunch of rookies. Overshown, you consider him a rookie in his 2nd year. But we have got to be able to stop the run and play physical. I mean, we get bullied, and this has been a trend for years. So it's not a Zimmer thing, and it's, now you can say it's not even a Quinn thing. It's a personnel thing. And, they have 6.4, 340 throw ball. I mean, that's just insane. And that's why we got Mozzie. He was big, stout guy, but then for whatever reason lost weight. We don't know all the story behind it, but he's getting some of that weight back. But that's not supposed to happen. But this is where Jerry Jones, if you're the GM and you're the owner, this is where you need to make your mark. Because if these guys aren't getting it done, then you go out and find somebody who will. And you scour the practice squad, you scour the teams and see if anybody is looking to unload some guys or whatever it is. And I'm not saying they're doing it or not because I'm not in the organization, but you can't, to say you're satisfied with the roster that's not fair. That's not good. You may be satisfied with the guys and and the talent that they can bring, but we sure the hell ain't satisfied with the results. And, Parsons talked about hero ball. You heard, You heard Jordan Lewis, discipline, kept talking about all these different things. There's something going on. And, it's up to the leadership. It's up to the coaching staff. It's up to the ownership / general manager to fix it. And if they can't get it done, go find somebody who can. And it's just like this Dalvin Cook. I don't know if he could play. I don't know if he'd make a difference, but is it going to hurt? Does it hurt to try? Does it hurt to try and see maybe this guy can give some sort of spark to this offense, to this run game? A short week, who cares? It's a short week. He's running the football. He hadn't played. So, a short week should help him because the Giants are coming off a short week. This man's well rested. As long as he's in condition, which, I got to think he is. He was working out all offseason on his own. So I just don't know if it's stubbornness, if it's ego, whatever it is. And why is Jerry Jones, Kelly and I talked about, why is Jerry Jones making all of these decisions on a Monday about who's playing and who's not? Shouldn't that be the coach's job? Isn't that what the coach kind of does? But that's just been the trend with Jerry for as long as I've been a Cowboy fan. Now, or longer, not as long, because I've been a Cowboy fan long before Jerry, but as long as I've been here, this is the way Jerry does it. Now, the difference that you had with, that would be a nightmare. Oh, please don't let that happen. That would be a nightmare. Let me just jump to the chat before I quit yapping again. Let Cook roll. Exactly. What the hell you got to do? You got the lot 10 at kickoff. Well, kickoff, we're inside. We're inside. We're watching the game. My man, Steven. I can't believe we missed you. That's sad. But I was there at 11. I got there at 10 o'clock the night before. If you ever want to have some laughs, we did a live stream from about 11:30 to 3:30 in the morning because we had nothing else to do in lot 10. After we were in lot 10, 100%, Stephen, we all congregated there. We all licked our wounds. We all had some beers. So I don't know. I apologize if you missed us, but we were facing the street that Walmart was on. So we were there, and I'm sorry that we that we missed you. I'm sorry that we missed you. That's unfortunate, but hopefully you'll get there next time. But we had a fantastic time at the tailgate. That was the lone bright spot. But looking at these Giants, what does anything give you fear in the Giants? Let's just be honest. Look at our team now. What gives you lot 10 was fired? What gives you any concern? Malik Neighbors is the one guy. Right? He's the one guy on offense that can be a problem. He's obviously he's a rookie, but he's playing very well and he can be a problem. It's almost like I wish that they would shadow Trayvon Diggs over there. Carl, I don't see my man Doug on. He hadn't been on yet. So hopefully we'll get him, when he's on. I will make sure you get your beer, my man. We don't, if people make bets in the cave, they own up to the bet. I know Doug personally, and he'll send you your beer. I don't know. Do you mail beer? Are you allowed to mail alcohol? I guess you could, because he lives in the Carolinas. So I don't know where you live, Carl. I'm guessing Philadelphia, but he's gonna have to UPS it or something up there. What's up, my man? Primetime Phil. I hope we're all ready for game day. Brian's telling me that he usually goes to this game and he's a little uneasy. He's not going to the game. I don't know if he's going to be the jinx of the game. I told him he better get his ass over there. I don't want no problems. He could be hiding, Carl. Some Cowboy fans, they're hiding of embarrassment of the way things have gone, but it's early in the season. And Guyton, to me, I don't think he's played bad at all. For a rookie left tackle, I got no complaints. I said it before the season started, is you've got these guys, the offensive line is going to gel as the year goes on, as BB gets experience, as Guyton gets experience, and obviously Tyler in the middle continue to lead them. And then you got Zach Martin. Steele's the one I'm worried about. He's not a rookie. He needs to step up. That's the guy. If you're going to say someone needs to step up, that's the guy that needs to step up. I'm not going to get hard. I'm not going to get hard on a rookie. I didn't with Mozzie. I'm going to be harder on him this year. But these rookies that are thrown in, and this has been the philosophy. What's up, Chris? Yeah, we got to beat them Giants. This has been the philosophy of the Cowboys, and this is where you got to say, are they right or wrong? And history says they're wrong. They put all their livelihood on their draft, and they weren't aggressive in free agency. They weren't strategic in free agency. They lived with the draft. Now, I think they hit some great draft picks. Time will tell. I mean, it usually takes about 2 or 3 seasons to kind of figure it out. But that's what they do. And they didn't hit last year, and it hurt them. And what I mean hurt them, it pays dividends this year, because this is the year you expect the Mozzies to really step up. This is the year you expect a Schoonmaker to be a second-round pick to really step up. This is the year you expect Overshown. Now, he was hurt last year, so he's got to get a pass to really step up. The cornerback they drafted, he's gone. Richards, he's got to step up. Now, he's a swing guy. He's not starting, but if called upon, I mean, he better step up, because that's what they've done. They don't go out and get, and it's not going to get, you're not going to go get Chris Jones. You're not going to go sign some elite guy. You need the blue collar, mid-tier dogs. That's what this team is lacking, with that veteran presence and just, they got some attitude and want to win. That's what they bring, that leadership. That's what you need. Like a Kendricks. Kendricks was a nice signing. No issues with that signing. They need a little bit more on defense. They needed a defensive tackle position. If he's there, I'll let him know to send you a cash app for a case of beer or something like that. We'll figure it out. We will figure it out. If my man Doug gets in, we will see. Hoping for a tie. Yeah, the ties are always funky because they can hurt or help you. So I don't know if you hope for that or not. I guess you do, but then it could bite you in the ass in the end. So I say we just, how about we just win this? Well, I know you're an Eagle fan. You want us to lose, but I'm going to say, I want to win this shit. We want to win this stuff. We want to get this thing going. So running the ball I would like to see the Cowboys commit to a guy. If it's Rico, let it be Rico, and then bring Zeke in on 3rd and shorts, goal line situations. Let him be that guy. Let him be, who is it? James Williams? Is that the guy who was with Green Bay? Now was with Detroit, and I think he's with the Saints or wherever he's at, who scored all the touchdowns from like the 2 inside the 5. Let him be that. I mean, that's what I figured for him to be. I mean, that's kind of what I saw his role to be. And then if you got a lead, maybe you bring him in to run hard, because he still runs hard. He's just not going to give you the explosive plays. I mean, the Cowboys' longest run is 12 yards this year. That ain't going to cut it. I mean, I hope it's not 4 field goals for Aubrey, man, because that means we're not scoring touchdowns. We need to score touchdowns. I love Aubrey. He is the MVP. As sad as it is to have the kicker be the MVP of the team, he's the MVP of the team right now. But I don't want to see him out there much. I want to see touchdowns. I want to see, I want to see us scoring that and just have him kicking some extra points. So that's what I want to see. Double CD, man up Ferg, can't run on them. We'll see. I man up on Ferguson may not be a good idea. CD, they move around. I mean, people always try and double team him. CD's going to get his. There's no doubt about it. Him and Dak, that's a part of training camp. And you'll say, man, they've been playing together for a few years. But it's just that camaraderie and everything you have within training. There's so much value that and this training camp isn't even like the years past. I mean, now it's like a country club. They used to practice hard, hit, all that stuff. That's why I say these first few games, they're just, all these teams, all of them, they're all just kind of feeling their way. They're all trying to figure it out. That's why you see some crazy upsets. That's why you see some of these teams get blown out one week and then they win the next. And like, where the hell was this team? And that's, to me, it's a lack of offseason, a lack of training camp. And until they get that going, which they're not anymore, because they're all worried about player safety. That's why we play on Thursdays and Sundays and Mondays and overseas games, and then play the same that next week. And you're all over the places because player safety is a top. You understand what I just said? Top priority with the NFL. So, We're not going to have any of that. Just like, they wanted to eliminate kickoffs. Now they're trying to figure out a way to get it back in because they need it. So they go with some hokey thing. How about we just get back to the basics and have the kickoffs the way they were originally and just play football, and hit that subscribe, hit that like. If you're hanging with me in the cave, I got 130. You guys should be working. It's just after 5. We got to get things rolling, but we're going to get ready for this game, but definitely appreciate it. And a lot of you, we've picked up so many new subscribers, and I just want to say it again. Go back. We have a ton of great interviews with legends of the NFL and legends of the Dallas Cowboys, and just some fun interviews like Kevin Gogan, phenomenal. Barry Switzer, phenomenal. Eugene Lockhart, always a home run. Bob Lilly, all that kind of stuff. So if you guys are new to the channel or just checking it out, you say, hey, man, I just got to the cave. Go back and look at, because those are timeless. Moose Johnston. Those are timeless interviews. So definitely, if you hadn't checked those out, man, check those out. What else we got in this chat going on? What do we got? Let me see. We got the Let's go Cowboys. Driving home but listening. And I appreciate it, Chuck. You're my man. You're my man. Don't get in an accident. Make sure you hit that like button. And then, of course, like, subscribe, and the alert, because I wasn't going to be planning on coming. This was last minute. Got no air working in the house. I don't know how much longer I have internet. I'm working on plan B, C, D, because I will drive through this hurricane and go to somebody's house if my power's out, because I am not missing this football game. That's the way it goes. So what do we have soft fans for, Bugsy? Help me out. What do we have soft fans for? I don't know what we're talking about. Does anyone know what's going on with soft fans? I don't know. Why are our fans soft? I think our fans are frustrated. And that's fair to say. I don't know if that's soft. We got some soft players. But I don't know about the fans. I think the fans, I was out there at the last game with Cowboys Nation and doing the Cowboys Cave tailgate party. I saw a lot of passionate fans. I saw a lot of frustrated fans. I saw a lot of hurt fans. My man Frankie, he flies from Germany to go to these football games, and that can't be cheap. I don't know. That's got to be pretty expensive. And, as a fan, you never want to fly out, spend your hard-earned money, and have a product get displayed the way it was. I could take losing. I got no problem with it, man. You're not going to win every game, but it's how you lose. I think most people probably had the Cowboys 1-2 right now. Most people didn't think they'd beat Baltimore. I'm just going on, before the season. Most people, had them losing to Baltimore. And a lot of people had them losing to the Browns and had them beaten the Saints. So you don't know how things work out, but it's how they lost. If they would have lost a very competitive game against the Ravens, very competitive game against the Saints, you say, all right, man, we're just trying to feel our way, because, all the fans said, I don't care about the regular season. Just call me when the playoffs start. So, go back and relax. But you're going to have the ups and downs. The San Francisco 49ers are 1-2, and nobody really talks about it. Now, they've got some injuries, fine, but look at who they lost to and how they lost. Did the injuries really make that big of a difference? Not for nothing, but McCaffrey's out. But the backup running back is, I think, second in the NFL in rushing. So it's not like they had this huge drop-off at running the football. They've still been able to run the football. So just because you work for the team doesn't mean I don't know who you're talking about, my man. I don't know. I'm not sure what you're talking about, but I don't think working for the team gives you any more expertise. I don't think being a content creator gives you more expertise. I'm a fan. I'm a fan, just like probably everyone in this chat of your team. I know some of you guys aren't fans of the Cowboys. I think we're all passionate fans. I think we're all knowledgeable fans. Have you ever seen me break down film on here? No, because that ain't my gig, man. That's not what I do. I leave it up. Jay Tuck does it better than most I've seen. That's his gig, man. He does a great job with it. And when it comes draft time, he's one of my go-to guys. Boys in the zone as well. When it comes to draft, he's one of those guys. I'm a fan like you guys, man. I watch the games. I go see the games. I know football. I love football. I can tell you what my eyes see. Maybe it's right. Maybe it's wrong. I've been wrong plenty of times. I've been right my share of times. We all just share. That's what we do, man. That's why I did this channel. I'm not a content creator on that level. I do all this stuff. I got a full-time job. I work pretty damn hard. I do this in my spare time because my kids are getting older. My wife's been kind enough to let me, get a little way so she could watch her shows. So I kind of dip away and do this. That's what we do. I mean, that's what I do. And I think that's what a lot of you guys do. So I don't know who, Patrick, you talking about Patrick? I got no problem with him. So anyway, let's see. Tell me other Dallas Cowboy fans, aka my bros. I say, tell my other Dallas Cowboy fans and my bros say, what's up, Jameson? Appreciate it. Yep, the draft show. Law Nation's another, he's another great guy. I mean, I love Law Nation. He's just another passionate Cowboys fan, but I've never seen him break down film. I mean, he knows the game, talks about the game, and that's what it is, man. That's what it's all about. Why isn't Dalvin Cook getting reps? Gooby, I don't know, man. And your guess is as good as mine. Is he bad? I have no idea because we haven't seen him. I mean, it blows my mind that you have not given. I mean, what do you have to lose? I mean, honestly, I put him on, put Deuce Vaughn on the bench, and just run with those three and just see what happens. But what I would challenge the Cowboys to do is give somebody the rock the majority of the time. You can't give a guy 5 carries, this guy 5 carries, this guy 2 carries, and expect it to be successful. Someone's got to be the lead dog. Someone at least has to be the 1. And the other one can be the 2. And it's almost the way they always did it with when Barber was back here. And then you had Pollard and Zeke doing that. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I think Dalvin Cook would have played this week. What is a short week, my Cowboys? Are you being a smart ass with me because Jerry said that? What does a short week have to do with anything? A short week to me is an advantage because he's fresh. These other guys have been playing. Well, the running backs didn't really play much last week, but the other team's defense was playing, man. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't have time for short week, long week. We need to figure out this running game and get somebody in there that can be the dog. Run, Hunter Lipke. Run somebody who's going to get some positive yards consistently. Run Zeke. Give Zeke an opportunity. Give any of them an opportunity. But I want to see him. They got to get some touches, man. They got to get some touches. And hopefully they get this thing figured out sooner rather than later. Because like I said, this must win. Not for the schedule, not for any playoff thing. It's not week 4 isn't a must win. For the psyche of this team, it's a must win. You're looking at a long week. If things don't go their way, it's going to be that's going to be a long 10 days it is before the next game or 9 days, whatever it ends up being. That's a long time. And to stew on it, this can be their get right game. This can be their game. Defense shows up, offense shows up, put together a nice win. And I'm not asking you to beat them 44-0 like you did last year. I'm not asking you to beat them 49-17. I don't care if it's 27-24, 27-21. As long as you're playing good football on both sides of the ball, I'm happy. Give us something to feel good about because then you're going against Pittsburgh. And Pittsburgh, yeah, they're 3-0. They haven't been world beaters. They got a good defense. They've got some weapons, but they're not an invincible team by any stretch of the imagination. And then you got Detroit. Detroit's been kind of up and down this year. They were under the radar a little bit last year. Now they're being up there. So, if you can spin off 3 wins before the bye week, I dare to say what the media is going to be talking about. You know what I mean? And then they got reality check coming after the bye week with the San Francisco 49ers. But we got to focus. We got to focus on this. Yeah, a category 4. Yeah, and it's been moving east, and that's east is closer to me. So we don't want that. We definitely don't want that. And yeah, that'd be a problem. But I've lived in Florida my whole life. I went through Andrew. I lived in South Florida. Went through Andrew. Tampa's been kind of, they say there's this Indian mound, and they did some spiritual things to stop bad storms from coming here. And I'm just telling you, I didn't believe it when I moved here. I heard it and laughed at it. But for 30 years I've been here, there's never been a direct hit. There hasn't been a direct hit in Tampa since, I want to say, it was like the early 1900s, maybe, or maybe even the 1800s. It's like some crazy, crazy number. So I think they're right. And maybe this thing will kind of go away. And Carl, it's going to be great for you. It's going to be great for me to see Philadelphia come down here and lose to Tampa. That would be you talk about my week. I appreciate it, PJ. You talk about my week, Chris. Appreciate it. Dallas wins Thursday. My Canes play Friday. They win. I enjoy a little R&R on Saturday because I got my college team didn't play, so I got a little week off there, a day off, and then Sunday I get to listen to the Tampa Bay fans laughing if they beat Philadelphia, which I would very much appreciate. So, you're talking about that. I'm talking about what I would like. So, B said, appreciate it. Yeah, it looks like it's going into kind of that armpit. That's kind of been the spot for some of these storms. There's a city there that's going to get hit with a direct hit 3 times in the last year. Hate to see what those insurance premiums are going to be. But yeah, definitely appreciate the well wishes on that. We're going to be good. We're bunkered down. We got some food. We got everything covered. I got me some beer. I got some chips. The only thing that your boy is worried about is if that power goes out or my internet goes out, I am in deep trouble. But I've got backup plans on all sides of the county that'll help me out. But any of you guys that are concerned, I live in Pinellas County. If you see Pinellas County underwater, because we're like this little island off Tampa, right? This little peninsula off Florida, right next to Tampa. If you see that underwater, send the help. Okay, send me some help. But I got my wave runners in the garage, so I'm gonna float around somewhere. So I got everything covered, man. I got everything covered. So yeah, generators. Yeah, I don't know. I'm hit or miss on those. I probably should. It's one of those expenses that it's not cheap. And it's like, damn, I've lived here 30 years. Like I said, I've never lost power for a significant amount of time, except one time I can remember in the last 30 years where I lost it for like maybe 2 days. So it's one of those, is there value in it? So I know I probably should, because it's, you should have one if you live in Florida. I looked at those generators that do your whole house, and they run off gas, because I actually have natural, not my gas, but I have natural gas that we can use. And I have that, that heats up certain things. So we'll see. But that was really expensive. Yeah, the running game, I'm just saying, no, I mean, they might have, but it's just, that excuse would piss me off, because if you're just, what if we could have used them today? What if we could have used him tonight? If he comes out on fire next week, man, it's just going to piss everyone off more, because it's like, what did you wait for? So I'm with you. And Cowboys Can Fan, any of you guys aren't subscribed to them, we got to get back together. We haven't done a show together in a while. We definitely got to hook up. But they are awesome guys. Crack them if you got them. And, you can't ask for a better group of people. Hopefully I get opportunity to meet them at AT&T one of these times. So make sure you guys check them out. That's what I love about Cowboys Nation, Cowboys fans, all the great content creators that I've been able to meet, and all the great fans I've been able to meet, through the platform of social media. As you guys know, I'm not a huge social media guy. I drop my hype videos. I talk Cowboys, but when the Cowboys season's over, I kind of go in hibernation. I become one of those trollers. I just kind of read everything and laugh at who Kelly's fighting with and all this stuff. So yeah. So if you were in Puerto Rico, I'm guessing, because I called on Puerto Rico and it was devastating. They were without power. Yeah, some were even longer than 7 months. And one of the companies, one of our, I have a lot of customers there, but one of our manufacturers, they manufacture in Puerto Rico, and very critical medical device products or material that's used in medical device. And they were, I mean, it was crippling. It was absolutely crippling. Yeah, I got it on my phone. The only problem is if there's issues with internet or tower issues, that's where you can run into some problems. I got backup plans. I got the backup plans. There is no way I'm gonna miss the game if I got to drive head south, because now the storm would be past us if all that stuff. Yeah, that's what I looked at. The Generac generator. I looked at it. The generator isn't expensive, but it's the installation. But Ultra, that is something. If I don't do it here, I have a cabin up in the mountains where I may end up for long periods of time down the road. Their power goes out all the time in the mountains because it's just there's not a lot of you don't get a lot of help there, a lot of trees. So that was one I was definitely going to do there, but anyway, I definitely need to look at that. So. Yep, hunker down. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. So, what are you guys feeling, man? What is your worry level? How concerned are you on this game? I know the big thing is a 1 to 10. 10 being you're the most. You're really really concerned. I'll say how confident. Let me fix it. How confident are you in the Cowboys winning? 10, you're the most confident. 1, you're the least confident. I am at a 7. I'll say I'm at a 7. I'm pretty confident because I just think personnel-wise, Dallas is superior. I think there's areas that they're not. Defensive tackle, I think. But let's see. We got 8. We got 6. We got 6. We got Bugsy. You're calling all the Cowboys fans soft, and you're going in there with no confidence. So I mean, what say you? What say you? I don't like negative Cowboy fans. Ultra knows that. But Ultra does good stuff because he gives tough love. And I would say this, Ultra, and I would like your opinion because I do respect your opinion because I think you're smart. I agree with you. With Jerry Jones as the GM and the draft and responsibility, they have drafted very well. They have put together some all pros. Make no mistake about it. I'm probably maybe in the minority of the group, but I think it's a player issue, but it's a cultural issue, but it's up to the players. I mean, big time players make big plays in big games. I mean, that was a motto at Miami, during their run. I mean, they said it all the time. And Jimmy Johnson talked about swag. And what is swag? Swag is knowing that you're going to beat your opponent's ass, period. There's no doubt in your mind. But I would ask you, Ultra, the one thing I would say about Jerry is free agency. Do you think that that's one area where you see all these other teams make moves? I'm not talking about these huge moves. I'm just talking about solid moves, solid blue collar moves. We don't seem to do it, and we haven't done it. I don't know if it's the whole Brandon Carr thing because you got snake bitten on that, which he wasn't that bad for us. He was okay. But does that bother you that the Cowboys don't make those kind of moves? Because I would say this, Ultra, I think, and I'd ask this to everyone. I mean, we're all fans. I mean, I think all of us knew the defensive tackle was an issue. I think we all agree running back was an issue, and they did nothing in the offseason until September to address it. So that's where I'm just saying that's where Jerry needs to kind of be better. I mean, there's nothing, do I think he's terrible? I just think, yeah, I mean, if you can't do it, which we probably haven't had drafted a good interior defensive lineman and, since what? Who would we say? Russell Maryland? Leon Lett? I mean, back in the 90s, Leroy Glover was a free agent. Jay Ratliff I'd say he was pretty solid for the Cowboys. For a 7th round pick, but that's how far back you're going. And Ultra, couldn't they have drafted one? I wouldn't pay big money either. Understand that. But what was J.K. Dobbins? What did he sign for? Some of these guys signed for like $2 million. They didn't even sign for much. Or draft one. Draft a running back. I mean, I know they don't like to trade draft capital, but and a lot of people shit on him for the Trey Lance thing. I don't shit on him for that. When you got a quarterback that you can get that was drafted in the first round, drafted in the top 5, and you haven't been able to get up there, and you could pick him up for a 4th-round pick, I'm going to take that chance. Now, did it work out? No, because you re-signed Dak, so there's really no place for him. But I don't have a problem with that because I don't think they knew what the future of Dak, I think they were still kind of maybe uncertain or whatever. And you want to see what the guy has. And if he has something, maybe you turn that 4 into a 2. Maybe there's a Miami Dolphins, maybe you get a desperate team that might overpay for that. So I don't really kill him. I don't kill him for that. You think Big Mike push then let's see what he's got, man. You know what I'm saying? Then let's see what he's got. Let's see what give him 15 carries and see what he's got. Now, I know the games didn't work out to where you can get to run the ball, but let's see. I mean, he's young. And I mean, to me, it's been proven. I mean, I've said it before. Give me the last top running back. And I mean like a top 5 running back that's won a Super Bowl. And maybe you guys you got to get me, but I'm trying to think about it. And I think I got to go back pretty far, but maybe some of you guys can help me. I think about the Patriots didn't really have one. The Buccaneers didn't have one. The Eagles didn't have one. The Chiefs didn't have one. So I don't know. I mean, I'm just trying to, I go back to Terrell Davis and Emmitt Smith. Marshawn Lynch. Thank you. All right. Marshawn Lynch is the last one. How many years has that been? Thank you. It's been a long time. I mean, that's been a long time. And that's one. That's one. That's out of how many? I mean, go back besides Marshawn Lynch. How many more years you have to go? Do you have to go back? I mean, the best running back in the NFL, we'd all say, is Christian McCaffrey. And he had a crack. And I mean, they didn't get it done. I'm not saying it's his fault. I'm just saying that you see some of these teams that win the Super Bowl. I mean, Pacheco was a 7th-round pick. So Rico, yeah, he was undrafted or whatever, but give him the ball. He's got young legs, and let's see what you got. Let's see what we got with him. I mean, that's fine. Do something. I would have drafted a running back. Braylon Allen was a guy, and I know hindsight's 2020, but a lot of people talked about him. That was a guy that you could have kept your eye on. And then you say, well, all right, you drafted him. If you draft him, then you're not going to be able to draft one of the other guys. Now, I would argue, and I'd probably try and say, well, could we have maybe traded a future pick to try and stay in the 4th round to get him? Could you have done that? If you're in a win now mode, and you got a guy there, could you have done that? Maybe they can trade for some of these guys. I mean, I don't know which running back is, deep on the bench, but maybe there's something there. But I mean, I just don't see the Cowboys doing that. So we'll see what happens. Bucky Irvin, how's he doing? I don't even know. But Marion Barber, yeah. I mean, I would love if we could find. I mean, Braylon Allen was kind of like that guy. Not like he's bigger. He's more like a Derrick Henry size. Or who was the guy for the Giants they had for a long time when it was Thunder and Lightning? He's kind of like that guy, like just real big bruiser. But we got what we got. This is our team. I don't really foresee the Cowboys are going to make a whole bunch of moves or trades. So this is what we got. So we got to see what we got and make the most of it. And again, does the offensive line hold some of the responsibility for the lack of running? Maybe, maybe. That's a fair thing to say. And like I said, it's a young line. I think they're going to get better as the year goes. It could say it goes hand in hand. But we'll see. We'll see. And I think you're probably right. They had their eyes set on Jonathan Brooks, and a lot of people were thought that he might fall. And he didn't. And so, and they probably didn't think much of the other running back. And again, I'm not a scout, so I'm not going to second guess. And hindsight's always 2020. You can go back to every draft and you can say, well, you could have got this guy, but you took this guy. And the Cowboys, you're not going to hit home runs. You're not going to hit triples and doubles on every single pick. Sometimes you're going to have a single. Sometimes you're going to strike out. But the Cowboys, for the most part, have done pretty well in the draft in the last 10 years. And I think the Cowboys have done pretty well, with their wins and losses. The problem is playoff time. and the playoff success. Now, some of that has to do with their matchups. I mean, San Francisco is a better team. That's why San Francisco won. But Dallas was a better team than Green Bay. Dallas should have won that one. The Rams were a better team than Dallas. The Rams obviously won that. Dallas was a better team than the Patriots or the Bucks. I was thinking of Tom Brady. They were a better team than the Bucks. They beat them. So a lot of times it's how you match up. How can you match up? Do you? And it's the bracketing. It's the bracketing of it. I'm not knocking Philly because I would never apologize for any victory. I stand by that. But, they pull an upset over Minnesota. You end up playing the Giants. That's a pretty nice little break. You're playing the San Francisco 49ers on the road. The quarterback breaks his arm or whatever happens to him in like the first series. You create your own luck. So that was pretty good. But they got that way because they won their division. They were the number one seed, and it worked out very well for them. So I'd never apologize for it. But, the Cowboys have to they've got to beat the teams that they're not supposed to beat at some point. And I know it's less than 50-50. If you look at quarterback records against winning teams, most quarterbacks have a losing record. And I'm talking Hall of Fame quarterbacks have a losing record. It's hard to win against winning teams, especially on the road. So the Cowboys are terrible record against winning teams, especially on the road. So they've got to get better, and they've got to get out of this mindset of when things go bad, they just let it steamroll. The only silver lining that I would have on that Ravens game is they showed fight at the end. Now, the score wasn't indicative of the ass beating they took. I was there and witnessed it. But at least they didn't quit. That game could have easily gotten like 40-something to nothing. I mean, they ran for 270 yards, and it could have got much uglier. But I'll give the offense and I'll give the defense their due that they didn't quit. I mean, it was, at least they made it interesting, but this score wasn't a close game. They got their ass whooped. So they got to start fast. I mean, they've got to get off to a fast start on defense. And I talked about it, on the show last night. 8 of their last 10 possessions in the first half on defense have ended in touchdowns. That is not a recipe to win. And that's not good for your offense. That's not helping your offense at all, because you're asking your offense to go score to score to score to score. That's a tall order to do. But the offense has got to start fast. The offense has slowed down too. And that's been a common trend. If you look at, the last 3 home games, the story has been pretty much the same. Start slow, fall way behind, try and get a little life in the end, but it's too little too late. So Cook's not playing. Cook is not playing. Maybe we'll see him. Maybe we'll see it next time. Cowboys should have won that game. They were moving the ball in the fourth quarter. Which game are we talking about? I don't know. Ultra, you talking about the hopefully you're not talking about the Ravens game. Cowboys win today 50-10. There, Bugsy. I like that. Now you're a little bit, I like that. I like that side of Bugsy. You got to be in for the ride, man. There's going to be ups and downs. Every team faces it. I know I got my Eagles guys in here. You guys face some ups and downs. They have a good D-line. That is the spot that worries me on this team. Their defensive line is legit. And we're going to earn those rushing yards. And Dak Prescott's going to have to get rid of the football, and they're going to have to, they're going to have to put the big boy pants on, like they say. It's going to be tough. It's a roller coaster though, but that's football. That's football. It'll level itself out. Just give it time. It may level itself out to the team as stinks, or it may level itself out as, okay, everything is good. But there's a reason why a team hasn't been undefeated since the 72 Dolphins. The Patriots came close, but they couldn't even do it against these Giants. So if the Cowboys turn it around, it'll be because of that fourth quarter. That's what I think. I think, Ultra, if there's a turning point in this season, that's it right there. Great point. And I couldn't agree more. Because this was kind of like the first time you saw Dak Prescott not be like a robot during a press conference. You saw real emotion, real frustration. You saw it from Tank and Micah Parsons. You need that. I mean, I know a lot of people are like, oh, God, they got to grow up. CD's got to grow up. And yeah, of course, yeah, whatever. I'd much rather have that than the other, which is they don't say nothing. They go in a shell and get their ass whooped. I'd like to see some fire in it because they want to. That shows me they care. It shows me they're not satisfied. It shows me they want to fix whatever this mess is, and it gives you hope that they could, because they got the talent. I said it in my video, and I mean it. I mean, are they the most talented team in the NFL? No. I mean, right now, no. I mean, there's no way. You can't. I mean, I can't be naive about it, but they are talented enough to make a run. And then luck's got to be on your side, just like with almost every team. Luck has got to be on your side. Yeah. So anyway, Cowboys had a good idea for usage RB1 as Daddle. Short and pass protection Zeke. Swap Vaughn out for Cook or use Vaughn for passing options. Like they said, they're going to use them. Hey, I appreciate it. Cowboys beat. If they drop that, I mean, I pretty much agree with. Was he listening to the cave? Because I agree with every point. The only thing I didn't say was swap Vaughn out for Cook. Vaughn, I'm just on the fence. I think they need to get him in open space, but they run him in between the tackles. I just don't. I mean, I could be dead wrong. I just don't think that's good. Inactives are out. I appreciate Rick helping out the cave. You got Carson's out, so Andrew Booth is going to be stepping in to be the starting cornerback, and obviously you got J. Lou as well. But you got Bell, Lance, Waletzko, Flournoy, which I'd like to see him get an opportunity at some point if these other receivers aren't stepping up opposite, aside from CeeDee Lamb. Stevens, I think we knew. No surprise there. Carson's a little disappointed. A little disappointed in there. Des Bryant days we saw. I mean, he brought a lot of passion. You want to control it. And I think Des did. I think Des was probably very, one of those most misunderstood players. And I think that's what happens is you see the outburst, but you don't hear what they're saying. And then when you go back and you hear the game of the tape or you hear whatever side sounds from the sideline, then you hear he's being positive. He's being motivated. He's trying to push. I mean, you want that. Michael Irvin was that way. I mean, all your great players. Troy Aikman was that way. Emmitt Smith was that way. Ken Norton Jr. was that way. Your big players. You need that, and it doesn't always have to be your Hall of Famers. Kendricks. Your middle tier guys can be the leaders as well. It doesn't always have to be the superstars. I mean, doesn't have to be. Yeah, no, he started slow last year, and I thought he started slow because of the offense, getting into the new offense. Because like I said, training camp's kind of a waste. I expected him to be. Now, he hasn't been terrible. I think the problem that you have with some of your passing is lack of running the ball. The teams do not fear a run game. Teams are playing to protect the pass. And until you can prove that you can run the ball where play action works and you can get a lot of that stuff where you get, it's going to be tough on these. It's going to be tough on these on the receivers. They're going to have the separation has not been there a lot of times because again, they're not fearing the run. They're not biting on any run. They're hanging out there. So yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. We need to give Cook a chance. I agree. We need to give him a chance at running back. And the funny thing is I love the Dez dropped it. I mean, it'd probably be over by now, but that wasn't the reason the Cowboys lost the game, and there's no guarantee they would have won that game. To me, the fumble will always be the turning point in that game because I think the Cowboys get a touchdown there. Murray was wide open. Maybe he doesn't score, maybe he does, but he was having a monster year. I think he would have broke their will, and I think that would have been the end. Dez catch would even probably even happen. So there was a lot of time left. Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers. So I don't know. I just don't know. I don't think that would have been. So, yeah, we need to win. And I saw that hit. Man. And I never I wish him the best. I never want to see anybody take that kind of hit. I mean, all kidding aside, I mean, you see, but Brett Favre with Parkinson's, you can't tell me that, a lot of concussions had something to do with that. You look at Antonio Brown, and we all laugh at him, and it's kind of funny. I'm still waiting for him to pick me for honky of the day, but he hasn't yet. But I mean, he is a totally different person. Go watch the old films of Antonio Brown before that hit and before the other hits. You don't want to see that. So I'm sure Ultra was just having, just joking. But I hope Devontae Smith is okay long term. That was a vicious hit. So yeah, why can't I be honky of the day? I mean, don't I deserve it? I mean, I deserve it. Give me that. I want that award. I want to win some sort of title. Give me that title. Junior Seau. I mean, the list goes on and on. Who Andre Waters? Is that the great safety for the Eagles? I used to love him as well. I mean, he was another one. Put a lot of hits on and then commit suicide. Football's a violent game, and these guys are getting bigger and faster. And you never want to see anything like that. You never want to see anything have any player. Jerry Jones sell the team. Yeah, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. You're asking for a lot, Nate. You're asking for a lot. You want him to sell the team. You want a new coach, new wide receiver, linebackers, and a new shutdown corner. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's not going to happen. I think we got a good corner. Could always use another wide receiver, but I want to see what some of these guys that we have on the team do. Jerry's never going to sell the team. The coach, I would just say, who are you going to bring in? If you got and a new defensive coach, boy, you're really asking for too much, Nate. What the hell's wrong with you? You're asking for too much. The coaching thing came up with McCarthy. Now, I think McCarthy is a victim of Jerry sometimes. And I mean that in a meddling way. I'm not meaning it from a player personnel way so much. But, at the end of the day, it's about, getting deep in the playoffs and winning a Super Bowl. And if they feel that he's not able to get us over the hump. I mean, you remember I'm living in Tampa with Tony Dungy. He couldn't get the Buccaneers over the hump. They bring in Gruden, make a couple different moves, but I know the name that comes up is Bill Belichick. And I don't know if that's the best answer. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. I mean, he's old. You saw what he did post Brady. New England was kind of running amok. I mean, we dropped like 40 something on them. I don't know. If it were me, I would go young. I would be looking for someone off of that Shanahan tree. Young offensive coordinator, young fiery coach, a college guy that's out there. I mean, I would be looking for something that really shakes it up. If that's just me. If they got him, I would support him, whoever the coach is. I would. And yeah, Josh Allen, I came on yesterday and I gave my apologies to Josh Allen. Josh Allen is playing his ass off, and he lost his weapons, right? I mean, obviously, he has Cook, he's been a damn good running back, but they let Diggs go. And I mean, Allen made a comment, and it was a dig at Diggs, saying he doesn't have to worry about focusing on trying to get a guy, the ball, to pad his stats. And sometimes there's something to be said for that. There's something to be said for that. And he's playing he's playing better than I thought he would. So I will take the being wrong on that one. He definitely, yeah. And I would say, Al Harris as a defensive coordinator, just because the guy is a good position coach doesn't necessarily make them a great defensive coordinator. I don't even know if he wants to be a defensive coordinator. I'm not 100% sure. If he does, I think he's going to get an opportunity. I think he's a great young coach. If he wants that, yeah, I'm good with it. I wouldn't be good with it with this team. I need a proven guy as a defense. If you're going to shake things up and you're going to bring in a young coach, then I need a veteran defensive coordinator. Again, that's just me. What do I know? So anyway, So, yeah, I mean, he's got 1 ring in 20 years, and the team's got 1 in 58. So, but you can hold on to the one as long as you can. I don't know when it's old. Like, at what point is it old? Because you're like 2 quarterbacks removed now. So, and I don't know if there's anyone. I think Brandon Graham's like the only guy left on that Super Bowl team. So is that old, or is that still good? Like, I don't know, when does a Super Bowl become like ancient, like the Cowboys, where you got to dust it off? I don't know. Is it 20 years? Is it 10 years? Is it 5 years? I don't know what the rule is with that. All I know is, I know that the Cowboy, I've seen 3. So I stand by that. I've seen 3. I wasn't a little baby when I seen them. I was pretty much almost an adult into being an adult. So I have great memories of it. So anyway, yeah, Andre Waters was a badass dude, man. That defense of the Eagles, not to give Eagle talk, that defense back in those late 80s, with Jerome Brown, Reggie White, and Andre Watt, all those. I mean, that was one of the baddest defenses I've ever seen. And I'll even say, even with the Bears, 85 defense. I mean, I'd put that Eagle defense up against. They had the attitude. They were nasty. They were mean. You had Seth Joyner. I mean, all those guys. But they couldn't get that. They couldn't. Buddy Ryan just couldn't get them over the hump for whatever reason. I mean, Randall Cunningham was like ahead of his time at quarterback. I mean, you had good receivers. You had the tight end. I mean, I don't know. I don't know why they were one, just couldn't. They were like the Cowboys. I couldn't get that playoff success. They could never get that playoff success, but they had a lot of respect for that Eagle defense for sure. So if we lose tonight, fire everybody. Yeah. I don't know if man, we better not lose. They'll better not lose. So, I mean, we talked about the worries. We talked about all that. It's about an hour till game time. So I'm going to start rolling out because I got to get ready. I got to make sure we're bunkered down, make sure I got to find my spot. My AC broke. So now I got a brand new air conditioner, 4 months old. So furious. And the AC guy was a friend of mine. I couldn't get him on the phone to come help me. So I got to make sure I watch it. But hey, this was impromptu. 200 of you guys hanging with me in the cave. 31 of you guys on YouTube. So make sure you guys hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. We well over 3. We got a lot of great giveaways because we hit our 3,000 and also the Cowboys Cave tailgate party. We're going to be doing those next week. So definitely do that. If you're on YouTube, and I see that there is 165 of you on Twitter, go over to YouTube. If you're not subscribed already, please hit that subscribe. The other thing is that Autograph app. You see it in that middle screen. Go there and download it. A couple reasons. I'm going to post about it. One, you can follow your teams. They reward your fandom. They did a CeeDee Lamb giveaway jersey, framed jersey. They're doing a Dak Prescott one now. They also sell tickets. Listen to this. Very important when I say this. They sell tickets, no fees. So like how SeatGeek and all, they got all the fees. $60 turns into $200 for a ticket. They go do that. So the QR code is there. Or the easiest thing you can do is go to cowboyscave.com. It's right on my home screen. Hit the autograph. You'll see the picture. It takes you right to your store to download it, either the Apple Store or the Android, whatever you've got. Download it. It'll already reference Mike Tag in there, so you're good to go. If not, go to Autograph app on your thing, but just make sure you reference Mike Tag. I'm telling you, it is a badass. It's awesome. It's definitely, check it out. Have a great time with it. If you could follow your Eagles, you can follow your Cowboys, you can follow your Giants, you can follow your Hurricanes, you can follow your Michigan Wolverines, college, pro, baseball, basketball. What they do is they take all the feeds from YouTube and from Twitter and from all this. So it's all right there. So you don't have to go to 15 different websites to get all your stuff. They put it in there and it directs you right to that content. So I'm telling you, it's great. Check it out. I appreciate the well wishes, Chris, Ultra, all you guys, even Carl. I appreciate it, my man. BBQ, appreciate that. All the love, man. All you guys, Bugsy, everyone. I don't want to leave anyone out. All you guys have been hanging with me. You guys have a good one. Let's get a Cowboys victory. I may come on post game. I may come on post game because you got a hurricane. What the hell am I going to do all day and night? Not going to be able to sleep. So we may do just like we did at tailgate. We may do a live stream, do like a 4-hour post game. So, and I can take some phone calls. I'll get everything set up. We'll have some fun with it. So, guys, appreciate it. Thanks for the love. Let me get this ending out of the way, and I will see you guys either later tonight or I'll see you this weekend. Peace out.
Give me somebody that's hungry. Give me somebody that's hungry. I need some.